General, epic fury, the war phase, and Marco Rubio had to go in front of the Congress and say, hey, look, that war is over, because you had the War Powers Act and the resolution that was in play as well. Project Freedom then comes to light. Pete Hegseth talks about it with entire gusto. Dan Kane, at his side. Just the next day, it's brought down. So there is economic plus maritime control. My understanding and my essential question is, if Operation Epic Fury is over, why is Hormuz still being militarized? Why is Hormuz still a war zone here? Sir, what is it that we're missing?
Yeah, Kabir, good evening. Thank you for inviting me for your show, and my warm greetings to very distinguished and esteemed co-panelists. A brilliant question you have raised. Answer to your question is, any country in the status of USA, call it by any name, declining superpower or superpower or whatever, global power, it is by far the strongest country in the world. And a strong country, like often I have been referring to Thucydides doctrine, no superpower would ever like to lose its supremacy and authority when it comes to projection of power. And when you are talking in terms of projection of power, there are in the spectrum of activities, towards one end is the domestic constituency of America, which is putting pressure on Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and the entire coterie. To the other end, you have Iran to be negotiated. To navigate the process of negotiation, Iran is not a pushover. They will definitely not like any language to be, intimidated or to be threatened by USA. If anything is expected out of this peace talk, purely by putting pressure against Iran, then I think we are thinking far too ahead, and we never may reach there may not be any light at the end of the tunnel. And the other hand, when they have to address the domestic constituency, they have to go full aplomb with level of self-confidence mightier than the anything that you can think of in the universe, and they project as if they're doing everything which is hunky-dory. So therefore, the sum and substance of what I'm trying to indicate is that USA as a superpower or as a declining power, call it by any name, is basically making or struggling to straddle or climb up or escalation dominance matrix. It does not have the dominance in the escalation matrix as of today, because whether you accept or not, it has faced the cost of winning a war, which has been raised by Iran by virtue of the asymmetric deterrence that Iran enjoys today. So this is one. And second part I wish to state is, until you achieve the escalation dominance, you will not get any kind of honorable exit. So therefore, all these endeavors are being made, on one hand, to appease the domestic constituency. They have made an announcement that the epic fury is now a closed chapter. At the other end, in order to keep Iran under pressure, they are saying that the Project Freedom is on. So therefore, this is to be understood. Basically, they are trying to raise the threshold in order to enjoy the dominance, so that at some point in time, they are expected, not that it is assured or guaranteed, expected to have some kind of a exit, call it by any name, but
I understand where you're coming from, General. I completely understand, because this honorable exit, quote unquote, whether it's still on the table or not is, anybody's guess at the moment. That's my limited perspective on this, because I'm again going back to one of those initial Operation Epic Fury press conferences by the Secretary of War, who said, hey, look, the joystick is in the hand of the president. He is making the objectives as he goes. There is no clear-cut objective of this. The goalposts are simultaneously and continuously shifting.